Join me in West Cork, Ireland to take a day trip from Castletownbere to the very edge of Europe to the remote and beautiful Dursey Island. At Dursey Island we walk the Beara Dursey Loop to explore the rugged landscape and the magnificent views. However, first we need to cross the Atlantic Ocean to get to Dursey Island by way of the most unique Dursey Island Cable Car, being the only sea crossing cable car in the whole of Europe. We embark on this adventure to Dursey Island using public transport, where I wait for the number 263 bus outside Castletownbere fire station. The bus goes to the Dursey Cable Car once every morning at 9:50 and it is €7 return. The journey takes about 50 minutes and the bus back is at 4:20 in the afternoon. Well, as you can perhaps see, I'm at the Dursey Island Cable Car, where I'm about to take a cable car over from mainland Ireland over to Dursey Island. It's the only one of its kind in Ireland, maybe even Europe. Once we get over there, we're going to hike around the island and see what sights you can see. As you can see, it's a beautiful day, so should get some super views. See how it goes. There is only one cable car on the line and it takes around 10 minutes to cross the water. It's advertised as being able to carry 6 people or 1 cow. The cost is €10 return. So we made it to the other end of the cable car in one piece. It's quite a unique journey. Now we're going to head up the hill. See what views we can get on the island. We've got about 4.5 hours of exploring before I have to get the cable car back over to get the bus back into Castletownbere. But couldn't have asked for a better day. Views are superb up to now. Dursey Island is 6.5 kilometres long and 1.5 kilometres wide. We are now hiking the Dursey Loop, which is part of the Beara Way. So just looking back, there's a small boat or yacht just going through underneath, heading towards underneath the cable car towers. What a fabulous day. We're almost at a crest of this first hill, so hopefully get some good views from the top. So it's well signposted up here for the loop round on the island, telling you which way is the wrong way to go, which way is the right way. So I'm guessing we're heading up to that tower up there. I think it's a Martello tower. So we'll follow this path round, I believe, head up towards the tower and perhaps beyond, and then we'll come back down the road back to the cable car. Well, it's a fabulous clear day for views. Couldn't have picked a better weather day. Some like rope barriers here, but I've been on a lot worse without any barriers, so it's a pretty easy walk out up to now. A bit up and down, but nothing too strenuous. And there's like a stile or some steps what don't seem to do anything. Quite a nice feature though, I suppose. But still, we're making pretty good progress really. As we've come up to a main sign now, basically telling you directions. Not that you can really get lost in this weather. So we're still following this nice easy track, but we're about to make the ascent up to this second top. It's quite the climb. Nothing like what I've been up to recently, climbing the main roads though. So, but it is quite a warm day. So now we come up to one of those, another one of these fancy green styles, and this one is actually in use. Having gone over the green style, where we're now hitting that hill proper now, and there's a bit of a breeze coming in, which is most welcome. So I'll get that view behind me as we make our way along. It's a nice view, that. Some of the best views are behind you, so you should always look behind you. Oh, I shouldn't really block it, should I? There you go. Fabulous. And now we see the tower coming into view. So there's a few people already up there. So we've got at least another climb to go. That one wasn't too bad. As always, it looked worse than it was. Again, super 360 degree views now. As we climb to the top. The tower's not too far off now. Some small islands out to sea. One like a white, like chalky rock island over there. It's beautiful. Let's get to the tower. Some lovely looking fauna on the way up. Yellow and purple flowers. I'll have to find out what they are. I haven't got a clue off the top of my head. As we still make our way up to the tower. I have to admit it's great to get up to a bit of height because the breeze is in and there's been like some insects drawing blood from me as well, so they've disappeared now, so I don't have to keep fighting them off. So all good. We're not too far now. Just this little bit of a hill to climb. Well, the views are opening up very nicely behind us now. Beautiful. Just making the last bit of the climb. So the view at the top of the hill should be even more spectacular, I would have thought. I guess we'll soon find out. We have some sheep looking at us. Hello. As we approach the tower. So here we are approaching the tower. There's a trig point here. So I'll be back in another trig. That's pretty awesome, wouldn't you say? And what a beautiful day to visit. So that's me bagging the eyes point of Dursey Island. Well, I'll have a look. Let's do a bit of exploring of the tower and its base. Ruins, I hope. A few sheep here. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe they were sheltering from the sun. Well, that's quite the view from the tower, from back of the tower. The tower is a Napoleonic signal tower constructed between 1804 and 1806 as part of a strategic defence network initiated by the British government. It was built as a direct response to the threat of a French invasion during the Napoleonic Wars. Well, we'll leave the tower behind and the trig point and head towards Dursey Point. I think there's a lighthouse at the end, so that should be good to go and see. You can see the road and path going up there, so should be easy to get back. So just head straight back down the road. I probably should add, it took just over an hour to get to the tower from the cable car station, and it was just under 2.5 miles going up the hill and following the Beara way. So you can now see where we just dropped off in the tower. Just drop down that path. Quite an easy path to drop down, and we're not too far from Dursey Point. Probably another quarter of an hour or so. So we've just come over the hill now, and there's like a small island just off Dursey Island. I think that looks like it's got a lighthouse on there, so that could be the lighthouse in question. I think there's a lighthouse at the end of Dursey Island. You can see a couple more islands just off. Cracking day for it. I'm not sure I'm going to go much further. Make sure I've got to get back for the cable car. Don't want to be stranded at the cable car. So I was umming and ahhing whether to go to the very end of Dursey Island, because I wasn't sure whether the views would be any better, but I thought, while I'm here, it's got to be done, hasn't it? So going to the end of Dursey Island, or pretty much see what views we can get. Oh, this is very remote. I've come to the end of Dursey Island, or coming up towards it. We're on like a steep grassy bank, like a path going alongside. Don't think I'd like to be walking it down here if it was rather muddy. But today it's alright. So that's not a bad view, is it? It's the end of Dursey Island. It's like an old ruined building. I'll have to try and find out what that was for. And then you've got the beacon in the background. And what a beautiful day for it. Looks like there's a building on that island just across as well, a ruined building. It might, unless my eyes are deceiving me, which that could well be. They're not the best as I've got older. Well, certainly me reading eyesight's not good for the best. So here we have that ruined building. So I've just taken a quick look on the OS maps, and the building you see directly in front of us, that used to be an old lighthouse back in the day. I'll have to find out when it was last used as a lighthouse. And the little island with the beacon, that one used to be a lighthouse too. Obviously they're no longer used. Well, certainly the one right in front of us, because it's ruined. And I'm not sure what the island across there was used for. I'm sure there looks like a building on there, but I can't see anything on the map. So I'll see if I can find out what that's used for. The stone structure is the remnants of a temporary lighthouse erected in 1882. It was built after the primary Kerf Rock Lighthouse on the small island you see here just off the coast was destroyed by a violent storm in November 1881. The temporary station was a wooden structure protected by a stone wall to maintain navigation safety for the treacherous Beara Peninsula. It operated for approximately 7 years until the current Bull Rock Lighthouse was completed in 1889. That's the building my old eyes can just about make out on the other island just off the coast. So now we'll make our way back to the cable car. Make sure I don't miss the last bus. But it's certainly been a fabulous day for exploring Dursey Island, wouldn't you agree? And now following this path back, where you wouldn't want to be rolling down there because you wouldn't stop. Oh, gotta climb this hill now. Back up. I think that'll be most of the climbing done for the day. Done quite a bit of climbing today, so I sneaked up on us. And we're back getting the views going the other way now. See the tower where we was up earlier. We're going to we're going to follow this path and then get onto the road. We're going to take the road on the way back so we get some slightly different views and perspective on the surrounding area. Oh, we're not getting bad views on the way back, are we? It's like a few old ruins around. Also a bit strange, I saw that car door open on the way down from the tower. It's still open. Is it, looks like a vehicle that's no longer in use. Doesn't look in too bad condition. Well, yeah, maybe not. Looks pretty ropey, doesn't it? I don't know how long it's been like that. As we're now on the road, pretty much. Oh, certainly something a vehicle can drive down anyway. As I said earlier, quite a few ruined buildings dotted around. It's not a well-inhabited island anyway. Dursey Island once had hundreds of inhabitants, but depopulation has left only 3 permanent residents according to the 2022 census. Well, apparently you can do some whale watching on Dursey Head, where we've just been, but not today. I didn't see any. And we're taking the low route back to the cable car, having done the high route on the way out. Just looking back where we've come from, it's quite a view. Just make a way along this like dirt track road. Oh, that's not a bad view, is it? You can see the old lighthouse on the little island that we got a closer look at earlier on. What a beautiful day. Now we get views on the other side now. Still making our way along this road, makeshift road. Views are quite outstanding. Few cows around doing a bit of grazing, watering. Hello. Well, it's quite a walk back. You can see the road still going looping around the island way in the distance. So I think we've still got at least a mile and a half back to the cable car station. I've got plenty of time anyway. We can see the hill we was climbing the side of earlier. We've just dropped through a gate. I don't think we're too far from the cable car station. Maybe half an hour tops, I'd say. Probably less. Coming into a bit of civilization. And we're dropping into like a little village. Like that band's seen better days. Sure how much of this is inhabited. I'm not sure that house is. So I think I'll stop off for a drink. I've got a bit of time. Coffee, tea, ice cream. There is now a cafe on Dursey Island at Kilmichael Cottage. The prices are very reasonable and it's about a 20-minute walk from the cable car. So, leaving the cafe behind. I don't usually drink Coca-Cola. It's probably the one can I have per year. That was quite refreshing after an hot day. So we're now making the fairly short walk back to the cable car. It's all nicely signposted. Well, you can't really get lost on the way back anyway, it's just following the road. Looks like you can stay in this cottage. It's quite remote. Well, you can see quite the walk we've made during today. You can see the tower up behind the hill in front. Walked all up there. Nice coastline. Still got a bit of walking to do, but not a great deal. So there's the hills we clambered over and round earlier on. There's a graveyard down there. Wow, it looks pretty old. There's an old ruined chapel or building there. But the graves look well looked after. What you see below is the ruins of a 16th century monastery and graveyard. It's like some sheep are sheltering from the sun. It's the old chapel wall. So we're almost back at the cable car station. Done 8 3/4 miles. It took 3 3/4 hours, but I did stop off for that cafe stop for a coke. It's been quite a bit of climbing as well. 1,700 feet of ascent.
Find a nice spot?
Yeah. 15-minute walk. Okay, do that.
And here we are, back where we all started. If, like me, you're catching the bus back, make sure you're back at the cable car in plenty of time. Remember, there is only one car that can fit only 6 people, and the last bus back is at 4:20. If you're in your own transport, the last cable car is at 7:30 in the evening during the summer.